So I just had a few remarks that I'd like to make. I have about 20 pages, so just bear with me. But I think it is important that I share a few of my thoughts, and hopefully these papers will not fly away. But I want to say what an amazing journey it has been since November. What seemed like an impossible task back when I decided to take on this challenge, with only about 3 weeks before petitions were due, became every day more manageable because of so many people of goodwill who jumped in to help in true Bloomington fashion. And I know I do have quite a few of them here. Some members of my campaign team, wave so people can see you. Thank you so much. Couldn't have done it without you. Of course, I couldn't mention everybody by name because I'm bound to forget somebody and make them upset, and it will take us forever on this beautiful day for me to mention everybody. But I do want to mention a couple people who are very special to me, and since I have the floor, I hope you'll indulge me. But I wanted to first introduce my wife, Stacy. If you could please stand. And I'm going to say a few things that are going to embarrass some of my family members, but that's what you do when you have the microphone, right? Okay. So Stacy is the anchor of our family. She supports all of us with a commitment and a fierceness that is unmatched. And I'm sure when we get home, she's going to say, why did you have to say fierce? She married me when I did not have a job. And she said, we're going to make it all work. And when I said, I want to run for mayor, she said, we'll make it work. I had no idea I was so emotional. I'm usually a tougher guy, so. And in December will be our 25th anniversary. So I better do something big for her. I also want to mention our kids. Maya, Mariama, stand so people can see you. Amelie and Jonah. They were all born here. They are products of Bloomington and Unit 5. They're always supportive, and they make us incredibly proud with all of their achievements. Maya is a nurse who's going to go on to get her doctorate and become a nurse practitioner. Mariama is a student trustee elect at U of I, and both of us actually ran at the same time. And she found out the results of her election before I did, so I had a lot of pressure. I was like, I better not mess this up. We also have Amelie, is an incoming freshman at ISU, and she's our farmer extraordinaire, multi-talented, can do just about anything. Paint, sing, play instruments, plant stuff, because her mom and I could not, we're not very good at planting stuff. So we rely on her quite a bit. And then last but not least, we have Jonah, our super duper 7th grader, who makes us really proud because he gets good grades, but he is also a phenomenal all-around athlete. And he wanted to make sure that I mentioned the athlete part. So I wanted to share that with you just to show you that these are, of course, they are my kids, my family, but they were all born here. They're all products of Bloomington. And this is what Bloomington does, is to really produce excellence. So I'm really thankful to be in this community. I also wanted to introduce my brother Loa, if you could please stand while you're videotaping. So Loa and I, we've been kind of tied at the hip. He's been there for me. And he's the reason why I came to Illinois. I used to follow him everywhere when I was a kid. And at the time he hated it. But I've done the same thing as an adult. We're always around each other and love being with each other. I also want to introduce his wife, Marsha. Where's Marsha? My sister-in-law, who I adore. And funny thing about Marsha, when I decided to run for mayor, I said, hey, I do need a laptop. Maybe you guys have an extra one that I can borrow from you. And she said, sure, I'll loan you mine. So I get the laptop and I tried to log on. Of course, I was like, oh, I don't know the password. And I called and said, Marsha, what's the password? She said, Mayor 2021, duh. So here we are. Thank you, Marsha. And I'm not returning the laptop. I'm keeping it as a keepsake. And both of them were Bloomington resident at one point or another, and now they work for U of I, and they're 45 minutes up the road from us. I also wanted to introduce, well, they're not here, but mention that I have 5 other siblings who are in Congo, Switzerland, and also Belgium. And they have been extremely supportive from afar, oftentimes, sending a word of encouragement, cheering me on, posting a lot of stuff on Facebook that I could keep up with. And so I really want to recognize them. They've been a great support. I'm the youngest of 7, so they really are cheering on their little brother. It's been great. Last but not least, I wanted to mention my parents, whose passion and for education and sacrifice is the very reason why I came to the U.S. So I believe we're on Facebook Live. My mom has been bugging my sister for the past week or so, say, you better make sure we're ready for this Facebook Live thing. So I want to say hi, Mom and Dad. So my parents are also the reason why I am the person I am today. They taught me to lead my life with integrity, to respect others, and to be inclusive. This is exactly how we ran our campaign, and this is exactly what you can expect from me as mayor. During the campaign, I said that I would focus on improving our infrastructure, growing our local economy, and building community. Clearly, this message resonated with voters. They have seen what we've been able to do over the years, and they trust us to deliver because we not only have the expertise in our staff, who are excellent, by the way, but we also have the desire in our newly elected and current council members to respond to their aspirations. And I've had an opportunity to visit with all of them, and I'm very impressed and very excited about the work that we're going to be able to do together. Now, while infrastructure and the economy are very important, What I heard time and time again is that people are tired of the negativity we have experienced in the last year or so. I believe this may be the most important element of my tenure to tackle as mayor. At a time where competition for the world's dollars is incredibly fierce, we must present a united front and a positive view of our community if we are going to attract and retain businesses and residents. Our future prosperity depends on it, and I commit to you that I will work tirelessly to bring us together more as a community. But that work is not mine alone, as each and every one of us must commit to do our part. So it's not just the mayor's job to bring everybody together. It is everybody's job. It's not just the council's members to bring everybody together. It is all of us who have to do it. So every day when you wake up, I want you to ask yourself, what am I going to do today to help unite Bloomington? Or you can also ask yourself, is what I am doing at this moment helping to unite Bloomington? It is Abraham Lincoln who once said that a house divided against itself cannot stand. His words of wisdom ring even truer today, and this is why I am so passionate about uniting our community. I have seen the toll that divisiveness has taken on us, yet in the midst of all that divisiveness and COVID, there have been quite a few successes worthy of celebration. Just to mention a few, we are now spending around $7 million annually on our street repair program, when we did very little back in the early 2000s. We've managed well financially during COVID without a noticeable decrease in the level of service. We've seen $260 million in new or continued construction, which includes $80 million in new or expanded restaurant construction. And as you know, as Bloomington residents, we love restaurants. It's our local sport. 12 new businesses have opened downtown. Ferrero committed to a $75 million expansion to build its first chocolate factory in America. Now, Bloomington was just voted this past year as the happiest city on earth, or in the country. Now, imagine what it's going to be like once this chocolate factory opens. We've also been able to save the State Farm building. I don't think it really was going to be demolished, but it's here, so we're very happy for it, because Kepler Vision is renting space for 100 plus employees. We've had more than 50 events downtown this past year, including the Downtown Farmers Market, which is going on as we speak. So as soon as I get off the mic, please make sure you make your way over there and check it out. These are just a few of a long list of things we've accomplished in these challenging times. So just imagine what we can do if we all pull together in the same direction. Which, by the way, does not mean that we can't disagree. It is perfectly okay to disagree. It simply means that we all come to the table seeking to understand each other, not demonize each other, because we are all part of the same community, proposing solutions based on sound analysis of the issues, and then making the decisions that are best for our community. When I came here 30 years ago as an international student, I saw a community that held an incredible promise. 30 years later, I'm here to tell you that the promise held true, especially in my case. This wonderful community has now elevated an immigrant to the rank of mayor. Think about what that says. Thank you. Think about what that says to the rest of the world about the goodness of our community and the hope that it represents for many, not only in Bloomington, but also elsewhere. By the way, I should mention that the news was broadcast in Congo, where I was born, and ever since then, I've been receiving a lot of Facebook requests from people that I don't know. But I really want you to take a moment and to really think about that, what that means. You know, to be someone who was born elsewhere and to be elected in a country that was not my own, I think it is incredible. And I've said this before, you know, I would challenge you to do the same thing in reverse. Go to another country, you know, and in the past I've said I've picked Zimbabwe. Go to Zimbabwe and see what happens if you will get elected. I don't think you'll even be able to get your petitions in. Okay? So this is an amazing thing that happens in America. So you should really be proud of yourself. Be proud of Bloomington for doing what you did. It's not about me. It really is about you as a community. And if you can do that, I think you can do much, much, much more. We just have to come together as a community. So I've been obviously on cloud 9 since April 6th. Feel like I'm gliding on air every time I'm walking because this community made me feel valued. And I want every resident of Bloomington to experience the very same feeling of living in a community that values them and provides opportunities for them. I know we can do it if we all unite for a brighter Bloomington. Thank you very much.